is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I can't be there at all.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
okay.
Let's go.
We'll come to that
Okay.
later. Okay, I'm gonna call this meeting to order at 6:15. And I would entertain a motion to go into closed session, and please read
So moved.
the paragraph. Craig. The big, long one.
I have to read that?
Yeah.
Get to. Okay.
You get, yeah, that's right, you get to.
McFarland High School motion for closed session under Wisconsin State Statute 19.851G, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved, and considering financial, medical, social, or personal histories or disciplinary data of specific persons, preliminary consideration of specific personnel problems, or the investigation of charges against specific persons except where Par B applies, which is discussed in public, would be likely to have a substantial adverse effect upon the reputation of any person referred to in such histories or data or involved in such problems or investigations, to discuss certified staff personal complaint. Boy, I'm glad
Thank
I
you.
spoke up that one.
All right,
Jeez. You read that all day.
that's true. All right, so I heard Huey second. So we'll do a roll call. Fessler, aye. Howry,
Aye.
Chapman,
Aye.
Huey,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
All right, we are in closed session at 6:17. 7:05 here. Okay, welcome everybody. This is so exciting to have people in the room with us. And I'm supposed to give a shout out to the few people who watch us online. That's- I was talking to them. They think they might be the only one. I've assured them, I'm sure they're not. All right, so let's jump into our consent agenda items. I would look for a motion. I'm sorry, let me back up. I'm all flustered from that very hot conference room. Okay, so on tonight's consent agenda items, there's a lot.
I move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
All right. Anyone want to pull anything out for discussion? No? All right. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. And then as usual, we have personnel items that do not require a vote. That moves us to public comments. Do we have any of those tonight? Okay. And then we have the McFarland High School student report. Anna, thank you so much for your patience and for showing up on a snow day.
I'm so excited to be here.
We would not have held it against you if you had taken the full snow day.
Oh no, that's okay. I didn't have anything else to do today, so this is okay. Can you see my
So well
screen?
rested.
We can't see your screen yet. We can see you.
Oh, I always go over and present it and forget to share my screen on here.
That's okay.
Let me know when you can see it.
We can see
You
it.
can see it.
All right, is it presenting?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. All right. I don't have too much to talk about today, but to start off, we have our March Optimist Senior of the Month, which is a friend of mine named Arisa. And she was selected by Miss Kelly Thompson for her work in Multicultural Club. So she gets the parking spot for this month, so that's exciting.
She should get an extra day.
For clubs, it's Hope Week this week for Hope Squad. So we do this annually to raise mental health awareness and remind students of their resources at MHS. So we've got a self-care day, which was today. So people got to practice their self-care by staying at home.
You're
Um,
welcome.
And I'm
Right
sure they
day.
were very comfy. You know,
You're welcome. Anna.
Shine Bright Day is tomorrow, and then we have Support Your Team on Wednesday, Mental Health Awareness Day on Thursday, and True Colors Day on Friday. So we have activities and dress up days for each of the days. And then also, if people participate in activities, they can enter in this raffle here for these baskets. For student council, we told you guys about the cereal box challenge, and we ended up having 643 cereal boxes that we brought to the food pantry last Friday. We just got an email today that we got second for our school size, so that was exciting.
Nice.
Who won? What grade won?
Oh, yeah.
The juniors won.
Woo woo.
Yep.
Represent.
For performing arts, we had our district solo ensemble at the high school this past Saturday, where people perform in front of adjudicators, either for band, orchestra, choir, or you can do, like, if you have a private practice, piano, for example, you can do that there. So a lot of people advanced to the state competition. I'm not sure the exact numbers yet. I'll probably find that out this week, but I know all of our a cappella groups advanced, so that is exciting. And then they'll compete at the state competition in Whitewater in April. For athletics, we have our boys basketball team going to state this Friday, which is very exciting. They won the sectional title against Oconomowoc this past week, and they'll be playing at the Cole Center this Friday.
Friday.
Yep.
So that's exciting. Spring sports are starting up, so we've got track practice, tennis practice, all those fun things starting, which is exciting for a lot of students. And then the only thing we've really got coming up is spring break, which
Just,
everyone's excited for. And it'll be a good way to relax and get us ready for the final stretch of the year. So that's really all I have today. Is there any questions about anything at all?
As always, thank you.
Great job for
You
being
do,
here tonight.
you do a wonderful
Yeah, thanks
job.
for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks
Have
so
a good
much, Anna.
meeting, everyone.
Thanks,
thank you,
Diana.
Anna.
All right. That's always so fun. All right. Okay. First up, we have our informational items. We have commemoration of school facilities, a community proposal to rename the McFarland Performing Arts Center after Bill Garvey. And I suspect that's why we have all of our audience members. Please join up at the table. Yeah.
Do you want everybody, or I'll just call them out? However you want to do it. Just
Yeah.
make sure that when you do talk, you're talking to the microphone.
Yep.
Okay, we can just have people come up. Okay, you can sit until we're ready to go. Yeah. Okay, you can move.
And the mic is, you can move it as, yeah.
You're bossing Mike LaCrona around? Are you kidding me?
I just saw that happen.
Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for being here. I mean, thank you for having us here. My name is Michelle Garvey. I am a retired sixth grade math and science teacher, taught at Indy Mound Middle School for 29 years. And then raised, this is my son Andrew and my daughter Jessica. We lived in McFarland. Bill and I lived in McFarland for 25 years and raised these two kids, and they are both graduates of McFarland. So first off, I'd like to thank you for your time today. I appreciate you giving us the audience so we can present this proposal to you. So thank you very much. I'm here to present a community proposal to rename the McFarland Performing Arts Center after my former husband, Bill Garvey. The purpose of my presentation is to understand the impact Bill had on the community. So, Bill was born November 24th, 1951, and unfortunately we lost him to cancer on May 24th in 2012. And Bill Garvey served the McFarland School District with extraordinary dedication, has a longtime band director at McFarland High School. And he also worked at basically all the schools. And touching the lives of countless students through music education, coaching, and personal guidance. For over 30 years, he was known for his charisma, energy, positivity, and unwavering commitment to young people. Not only as an educator, but as a role model who inspired excellence, teamwork, and kindness. His influence extended beyond the band room. He coached, he mentored, he built lasting connections that continue to resonate in the community today. There's a quote up there from Quinn Leonard. He was a man of great heart, and he left us better than he found us. And Quinn is a McFarland resident who plays in the community band. He also organizes a jazz band thing. I thought that was a pretty cool quote. Now the next slide I'm going to just sort of highlight the different bulleted items on the screen to try to give you who didn't know Bill a little taste of what he was actually like. So first, as a community member, as I said earlier, Bill and I lived in McFarland, and we raised our two kids, and both our children are teachers now in the district. Andrew is a fifth grade teacher, and Jessica is a high school math teacher. Bless them. We attended Christ the King Church, and Bill was very active in serving on different church committees and that. And I don't even remember the year, but one of those years he created and directed, along with Glenn Nielsen and Dave Heilman, the McFarland Community Band, and that is still going on. And at the time of his passing, I believe it had just celebrated 20 years. So that would have been in 2012. Bill was also a musician. He went to undergraduate school at UW-Madison, where he majored in music education. and he played, his first instrument was a tuba, was a trumpet, but then he ended up his degree with being a tuba major. He also went to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, even though he didn't like to talk about that much, but he was proud of the degree, but he was a Badger through and through. He got a graduate degree in conducting from the University of Michigan. As a teacher, he began his career before his master's degree, taught in Kenosha at Washington Junior High for 4 years, and then he went on to get his master's at Michigan. And then he actually turned down a job at University of Nevada and decided to come to McFarland. And there he was his original goal was to leave and be a college band director, and he ended up staying in McFarland for his entire career. So he, along with Bill, along with Glenn Nielsen and Dave Heilman, established one of the finest music programs in the state of Wisconsin. Has evidence of that. His final year was 2007-2008. He had 255 students in the band program, 64 of those being seniors. So that's over 40% of the senior class that was in the band. He helped coordinate and bring back, he was always very proud of the fact he did alumni band at homecoming. And he was so excited because it was the one thing that alumni people could do at homecoming. Mm-hmm. So he helped organize many trips for students, which included a trip to Russia in 1995, and many visits to Florida where he would have the band do clinics with Disney musicians, and they would work and played all different Disney songs with the films in the background, and it was pretty cool. He also helped organize multiple summer band and choir camps for McFarland students. Bill Garvey earned some few educational teaching award winners or teaching awards. He was the Herb Cole Teaching Fellowship Award winner back when it first started. I can't remember the year. It's when now the awards are, I believe you get $6,000 for the teacher. At the time when Bill got it, it was one of the first ones, and it was $1,000, but that was still a big deal. And then the district got $1,000. Crystal Apple Teaching Award winner, and he was also just recently inducted into the UW Marching Band Hall of Fame. Speaking about marching band, he was a member from 1972 to 1975. And you'll hear more from Mike LaCrone, the director, in a little bit about Bill's influence there. He then became a volunteer field assistant from 1975 and continued until he passed in 2012. I owe a lot to the band. I was in the UW Marching Band, as was Jess, but that's where Bill and I met and dated and got married, so it was pretty cool. It brought us together. He also, while doing the field assistant stuff, he was the member of the UW Alumni Band, and he helped to organize and direct the alumni band, where we get to go on the field and march once a year. It's pretty cool. Bill was a proud McFarland Federation of Teachers member. He was involved with multiple union negotiations to support teachers in the district. And I remember Jeff Mahoney telling me when he retired that he still had to come back and help to negotiate, because I believe Jeff respected his candor in that. One of the pillars that we talk about when we think about Bill is he really tied together athletics and music. He was a true supporter of athletics. He coached high school girls basketball. He was an assistant coach. Well, he did with Brad Minter. Then for a couple years, he and Steve Schmickla were head coaches together. He was an assistant softball coach with Steve Schmickla, and all doing that while he was a teacher and after into his retirement. He coached multiple community events with these two. He started a cool tradition, which is the state parade through the school. So if your team qualifies for a state meet, that's a big deal. You get to march through the hall and the band goes with you, and he started that tradition, so that's a neat thing. He brought pep bands everywhere he could. He brought him to many different athletic competitions throughout his tenure. He brought him to volleyball, boys and girls basketball, hockey. He even brought him to the swimming pool. So he wanted to get kids, and he was really promoting kids to participate in both sports and in music. He created a program of culture with Dave Heilman and Glenn Nielsen that allowed many students to participate while still being involved with other athletic or club activities in the high school. No student had to choose between their passions, and he was adamant about that. A quote from Katie Heiser, who was the former pool director here in McFarland for many, many years. She said, initially Bill and I battled over conflicting times and commitments of our athletes, band versus swimming, because she was the swimming head girls coach. But that initial tension turned into major respect and admiration. Bill challenged all student athletes and taught them true passion and appreciation for music and the band community. Oh, I forgot. Thank you. I forgot cooperating teacher and mentor. So Bill also gave back to his profession by serving as a cooperating teacher for probably over 20 student teachers. And many of those student teachers went on to become band directors and worked closely together. One name comes to mind, Mount Horeb, was Will Jansen, student taught here, and he went on to be the band director in Mount Horeb for many, many years. I want to read one quote from one of his student teachers. His name was Jack Plavorovich. I was Bill's student teacher at Washington Junior High in 1975. He taught me things that I have used throughout my 35-plus year career. He was a mentor and a good friend. He touched many lives in many positive ways. So now, I just wanted to allude that Bill's spirit is still living on. While he was alive, we set up 2 scholarships in his mom and dad's name, the Marion Garvey and Thomas Garvey Memorial Scholarship. And that picture that's up on the screen is Bill with, I believe we thought it was James Hickey and Johnny Mitchell. And those were 2 that received his mom and his dad's scholarship that year. And then once he passed, we have now set up an endowed $1,000 scholarship that will go on forever and in memory of Bill. And when we do different fundraisers, we also look to add to that. Another thing that we do, and you'll hear a little bit from Paul Ackley, is we've started from, I believe, 2012. We do the annual fundraising event, which is the Bill Garvey Memorial Golf Outing. And we split the proceeds, we split the proceeds between the McFarland Education Foundation and McFarland Athletics. So those were 2 groups that Bill was passionate about, and we're happy to continue that. Now, I'm going to turn it over. You can listen to a few other people. So I'll turn it over to 4 people who've been gracious enough to come tonight. And I'll let them introduce yourself and how they're...
Now, I'm Mike Leckrone. I was for 50 years the director of the Wisconsin Band, and Bill was one of my students. And I can't add much to what Michelle has added because I fully agree with everything she said. But when I was asked to do this, I asked, what is the policy for do a renaming like this? And they sent me this. A facility may be named for an individual who has achieved local prominence or made a meaningful impact in areas of education, citizenship, or community leadership. That's Bill Garvey. I mean, that's what he did. And you know, you can't make any making stronger that he achieved local prominence, made a meaningful impact on such areas as education, citizenship, or community leadership. And I think I could probably stop right now, but since I've got a microphone, I'm going to keep going. I first knew Bill as a student in the marching band, and very early on he wanted to become one of the student helpers. I said to him, I can't pay you. I said, I don't have any money at this point. And his reply was, well, I'll do it anyhow, and you can owe me. Little did I realize what that meant. But he wanted the program to be successful, so he made sure that it would happen. He was, as Michelle has said, he was an assistant with the band for a long period of time, very important. He supported Wisconsin like you can't believe. I mean, the band kids, the kids in my band, all called him Badger Bill. There was no other name that anyone knew about him. I'm going to say for just a minute that I think the most important subject you teach at any school is music. I firmly believe that. And I know I'm prejudiced, but nonetheless, I think I can prove it with statistics that people who study music and get involved with music do better in the classroom. They do better in the sciences. They do better in mathematics. And I think there are statistics to prove that. So the fact that you want this facility, or should be named, for someone who's interested in the arts beyond just what the normal educational role of the program is. I think I saw music, and because of Bill's influence, I saw him make students more confident. I saw him make them take great pride in what they did, and they developed a work ethic that it was, with Bill and the other kids that I got to know, were really second to none. I talked with an awful lot of people that knew Bill in one capacity or another, both alumni, members of the alumni band, and people that I knew, friends of Bill. And there was one phrase that kept coming up all the time when I asked them to tell me something about Bill, or it just would come up in the conversation. They would say, "He cares. He cares. He cares about the students. He cares about the school. He cares about the community. He cares about the whole state of Wisconsin." And believe me, there was no stronger Badger backer than others. I think I would say that the best thing you could do for the community is to make sure that this facility has the kind of enduring name that people take pride in. And I know they will take pride in what Bill has done in the past, and will look at the school and say, we're very pleased that it bears his name. I would say, I would also enter a motion that you change the school colors to red and white. But I know Bill would approve.
What about this? What about the theme song we have?
Pardon me?
The theme song, we play Victors, of all things.
Well, I'd change that.
Yeah, I
too.
would.
And I don't know, I could leave Spartans for a while, but I better not touch that. Well, thank you very much for letting me talk. And I think this is a very important thing that you're considering, and I obviously endorse it 1,000%.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm not sure if you can see me or not, but
Yes,
can.
you can.
you can?
Yes,
Oh, good. I'm glad I took a shower. Really appreciate this opportunity. I had the opportunity to work in McFarland for my entire public education career for 23 years. And I love the way that Superintendent Tarnisher says it. I got to be the superintendent of McFarland and business manager, and it truly was the joy of my life to be able to do that. So to be able to speak on behalf of Michelle, her family, and other community members is just really, really an honor. But I do want to start by saying I would have preferred not to follow Mike LaCrone, just to put that on the record officially. So, they say that every town has a soul, but in McFarland, that soul had a name, and that was Bill Garvey. To the outside world, or maybe on the UW campus, he might have been Badger Bill, but Around here, he was really Mr. McFarland. Somehow he was able to be involved in almost every aspect of our community that went way beyond just our school. He was the heartbeat of our school and community band, and the energy behind so many of our high school sports and youth sports. He didn't just support our schools, he championed our children. And whether he was at the negotiating table for the teachers union, and I spent many nights with Bill, or standing in the wings of our performance center, he just moved with a rare kind of grace and kindness. He understood a fundamental truth that protecting the teaching profession was at its core about protecting students. He saw that as two sides of the same coin, both essential and a better future for our kids. One thing in thinking about Bill and thinking about this moment to talk to you, I think if there's anything I'd learned from Bill almost from day one, from the day I came to McFarland, and that is what it meant to show up, because he showed up for rehearsals, for games, for festivals, for difficult conversations. He was a mentor to teachers who needed him, but he would balance it with strength and kindness. He was a neighbor who invested his life's work into the place that we called home, McFarland. Sometimes we lose a leader before we're ready to let them go. I had the honor to know Bill's parents, Tom and Marianne, and I expected for their longevity to be passed to Bill until it didn't. And now 14 years after his passing, we have like a unique opportunity to ensure his legacy reaches generations who never had the chance to meet him. Now, I appreciate Mike reading the policy, and our district has a proud tradition of honoring those folks from it, who helped build it and build our school district. The William J. Rice Field honors an elite coach and teacher. The Angie O'Donnell Aquatic Center honors a visionary parent, coach, and community member who helped to build a championship swimming program that continues to this day. So now it's time for Bill Garvey to take his place of honor among them. By renaming the Performing Arts Center in his honor, we aren't just putting a name on a building, we're ensuring that every student who stepped onto that stage, every musician who plays a note, remembers the man who spent his life building the stage for all of us. Thank you. Thank you all for your consideration.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Hi, my name is Matthew Keel. I was a student of Bill's, but somewhere around 1990 to 1996, and then I got lucky enough to be a coworker of his through the early 2000s. I'd also like to just point out that I'm going after Michael Crone and Scott Brown. So I'm not as good at this, so I have my notes in front of me here. I want to thank the school board and the Garvey family for the opportunity to speak this evening. I know how lucky I am to get to do this because there's a lot of people that would like to be in my position right now and have a chance to honor Bill Garvey. I was a student in the McFarland School District and was taught by many great teachers, but one who stood out was Mr. Garvey. He developed a passion and joy for music in all of his students, even those of us that were not the most skilled musicians. But what he taught us was well beyond music. He taught us what it meant to be passionate and dedicated. Passionate and dedicated to our classes, passionate and dedicated to our family and to our friends, and passionate and dedicated to McFarland. He was as passionate about McFarland as anyone could be. Whether it be a parade or a pep band, there was always, Bill always made sure that there was a band supporting our community. I am also, along with being one of those lucky enough to have him as a teacher, I also was very fortunate to be someone who got to then work with him and learn from him as a coworker. That same passion and dedication carried through to those of us who taught alongside him. When I was a student, I was always amazed by the amount of energy that Mr. Garvey had. And when I started teaching with him, I realized what it actually took to have that much energy and to do all of what he did. The teaching, the coaching, being involved in multiple community activities. He poured all of his energy into McFarland. Bill passed his passion for McFarland to many of us. That passion was also passed to his family because the Garvey name continues to represent the same dedication to this community. We can only hope that the teachers of McFarland continue to look at the example set by Mr. Garvey and strive to carry on that same passion and energy. Mr. Garvey didn't just build great musicians. He built a great community that cares deeply about McFarland. And that may be the greatest legacy he had of all. It'd be very fitting to honor his dedication to our community with the naming of the Performing Arts Center. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for Michelle for being by my side, as always. We appreciate that as well. We work on a lot of things together, so it's great to see everybody here. So, good evening. My name is Paul Ackley. I am an alumni of McFarland High School, class of 1992. Don't do the math, just leave it be. And a current community member. I am currently the Director of Athletics for the McFarland School District and the head football coach. I'm here tonight to show my support in naming the Performing Arts Center in the memory of our beloved music teacher, coach, and community member Bill Garvey. In my 4 years here at McFarland High School, I participated in Mr. Garvey's band. I was a trumpet player, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing music along with my classmates. Mr. Garvey made being in the band fun and exciting, and it was a cool thing to do. It was really a cool thing to do. He was not only interested in teaching me how to play the trumpet, but he was interested in all the areas of my life, from my schoolwork to my athletics, and even to my family. Mr. Garvey was much more to me than a band instructor. He was genuinely a teacher that looked out for his students and truly supported and encouraged myself and my classmates in all aspects of our lives. Mr. Garvey had high expectations, and you can bet he held us accountable all the time in and out of school. Mr. Garvey was not only our music teacher, he was much more than that. Mr. Garvey impacted and influenced so many of us, not only in his classroom, but in the athletic arena as well. As mentioned earlier, he dedicated his time and energy to coaching basketball for years at our high school, as well as softball. When not coaching on the court or the diamond, he was directing our pep bands at many, many athletic events, making them exciting for the players, the coaches, and obviously our community. If not directing the pep bands, he was working at our athletic events by keeping scorebook for the basketball games or working the long and triple jump pits at our home track meets. Mr. Garvey played a role in so much at our school and was always there to encourage whoever was on the field, court, pool, auditorium, theater, or gym. After Mr. Garvey's passing, he still is able to give back to our community and school district through his name. The McFarland Education Foundation and the McFarland Athletic Department, as mentioned earlier, are currently starting work on the 13th annual Bill Garvey Memorial Golf Outing. This fundraiser provides money for scholarships presented to our graduating seniors, as many of you know, and helps provide additional funding for our athletic department to support all of our athletics at our middle and high school levels. It is by far the largest fundraiser of the year for both our Education Foundation and the athletic department, and I know for a fact there are people that come back year after year after year to support this fundraiser because Bill's name is on it. A quick little story here. Every year, the faculty and staff gather in the Performing Arts Center for the beginning of the year, kind of the school year kickoff, right? Many of you have been there as board members, and obviously Mr. Tarnitzer is there. 2 years ago, I remember being encouraged to tell our story and celebrate our success as a school district. As I walk around the school and community and see facilities named after wonderful and influential people that Dr. Brown had mentioned from our past, I can't help but think how these names on these facilities tell our story and celebrate our success here in McFarland. Some of those names I see are Lloyd Schneider, William J. Rice, Robert Renslow, and Angie O'Donnell. These individuals tell so many wonderful stories regarding our school district and how it has become what it is today. It is only right and fitting that Bill Garvey is among these names. I would like to thank the board and the Garvey family for your time here tonight and for allowing me to talk on behalf of my beloved teacher and coach, Mr. Garvey. I'm very hopeful the McFarland School Board will support the naming of the Performing Arts Center after Bill. He is truly an influential person in making McFarland what it is today. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you.
I just want to give all y'all a hug.
Now it's back to me. The next one is just, will hopefully echo what these fine people have shared about Bill. In your package, you will find testimonials from former students, community members, and friends of Bill's who are in support of the name change of the facility. We had nearly 100 responses, and we hope these can show you the impact that Bill made on people's lives. Angie, if you want to click on where it says words of gratitude. Now, you have the slideshow electronically, so this is electronic also, but I did print a copy off for you of the responses, so, can you get it, or do you? Oh, click on where it says click here. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay. And you can see they're in your packet in a PDF form, but they're also in the widgets here. If you see, I just wanted to point out, like where it says read more, you have to click on that, and then it will pop up more testimonials. We could spend quite a bit of time reading through them, but that's why I printed them off for your packet or put them in the slideshow. They're pretty emotional. It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. I'll just highlight a few of them that I pulled out. As one former student, Lisa Potts, shared, Bill was above all my friend. He cared. He had my back. And we walked my journey together through all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Another alum, Sydney Cook, captured it perfectly. She said, "There is no greater gift you can give a teenager than community belonging and belief in their potential."
Lisa somehow managed to get shit ton in her
Oh,
list.
I didn't write that in.
Thanks, Craig.
Randy Steckman, who had been a student and now has become a good personal friend of ours, said, "His impact cannot be measured. I'm truly a better person because of him." And Matt was alluding to, there's a testimonial there from another student who said he remembered when Bill knew that his dad had cancer, and Bill kept checking on him and making sure he was okay. And that's just the kind of person that Bill was. So those are the words of gratitude, and I hope you can take some time and really look through them and see what kind of person Bill is. Now, in closing, I thought it would be appropriate to close with the two, a little statement from both these guys, Dave Heilman and Glenn Nielsen, co-taught with Bill for many, many years. And Glenn traditionally did the 6th and 7th grade band. Dave was the 8th and 9th grade band, and then Bill would do the 2 high school bands. But they all coordinated together. They started in 6th grade where they started instruments, and they were all teaching lessons and working together for the betterment of the kids. So they really had students for 6 years, not just the 2 that they were in the school for, the 4. So Dave Heilman says, "Bill dedicated his entire life to making the McFarland School District and community the wonderful place that it is today, to live and raise your family. He was not only an incredible music teacher, but he was also a great coach and lifelong community member. Bill personified the concept of being both a musician and a student athlete." Glenn Nielsen's recommendation reads as follows: "It is an honor to formally recommend that the McFarland Performing Arts Center be renamed the Bill Garvey Performing Arts Center. For 34 years, Bill was the heartbeat of McFarland High School. serving not just as a music director. I can do this. Okay.
I got it.
I got it.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes.
For 34 years, Bill Garvey was the heartbeat of McFarland High School, serving not just as a music director, but as the epitome of what a teacher should be. Bill's legacy is built upon his unique ability to foster the total student. He famously championed cooperation between the music and athletic departments, ensuring students never had to choose between their passions. Renaming the facility would be a fitting tribute to a man who spent his life ensuring every student found their voice. We respectfully request the board's consideration of this tribute to a man who truly defined the Spartan spirit.
With that being said, I'd like to thank you for your time and consideration. I used to kid Bill all the time that, hey, your job isn't as hard as mine. We were both teachers and doing the same thing. And I used to say, your job is easy. All you do is wave your arms. Well, come to find out, waving your arms is a pretty important job. You didn't do that. So again, thank you. There is right up on this page of the slideshow, and you do have copies, hard copies of, there were 2 articles. One was an article written by Brooke Dahl before Bill passed in about February of 2012. And she interviewed Bill and just on his connections, and it was printed in the school newspaper. So I ran a copy of that for you. And then after Bill passed, Mike Flaherty, a McFarland resident and a lawyer, did an article that was then published in the Madison newspaper, or Madison magazine.
journalist.
Madison magazine.
Journalist.
I'm sorry, he was a journalist, not a, that's why
all
he
right.
printed the article. But he printed the article, or he wrote the article about Bill, and it was called March On. And it was about how Bill brought the community together in a trying time. It was when Scott was superintendent, and we were going through the whole Act 10, and it was a trying time, but then people came together for Bill and at the funeral. So those are links. The articles are in your folder, or has things that you can read. And that's it. So thank you. Thank you very
Anybody
much.
who could be there, I can't even begin to guess how many people came to Bill's visitation in the gym.
It was.
I think it was, you stayed 3
We stood
hours
for
after
10
the
hours.
time
Yeah.
that you were gonna
About
stop.
4,000.
The high school was gracious enough to allow us to have visitation there because we thought it would be big, and it was, and it was very humbling to be able to have so many people come up to you and say what a great guy Bill was. And literally, we started probably at 2, and I think the Mike Smits drove the hearse off at about 10 o'clock at night. And that was following alumni got together and did a concert. And Mike conducted on Wisconsin, and then his other good friend, Gary Seeplik, conducted another piece. And then the next day, we wanted to have the funeral at Christ the King, because that's where we had been parishioners, but we moved it to Immaculate Heart of Mary just because it was bigger. And then we had a really cool celebration of life at Lewis Park. And the high school staff, the high school custodians and cooks and that organized this big party. I mean, it was ginormous. Ginormous is all I could say. And then the UW band came and played at it for one last time. So that was cool. But you're right, it was big.
Yeah.
Any other
Well,
questions for us?
Do you guys have questions? No, I was just gonna say that I didn't know Bill, but it is clear that he has a huge impact on the community. So thank you for sharing his story. And as 2 kids in band, I can now see the threads of connection to the things that they love and that they love doing. And in communities this size, it's really important to hear these stories so that we, remember them and all of that. And I know it takes a lot to come here and share that with us. So, and I think I personally, there's more information here to digest, and this was just an informational item. And I'd also like to give the public an opportunity to provide the school board with feedback. So we won't, I would like to propose we don't make any decisions tonight, but ask questions and share anything else that we want to share.
So we will be deciding this when, at this point?
And that's up to us, I think.
Okay,
If we,
but not tonight?
It's
Not.
on the agenda.
It's not
It
on the
wasn't,
agenda.
it
I
just
realize
is-
that. I
yep, it's
realize
just
that.
an
'Cause
informational item tonight.
I was planning on, I have a bunch of notes that I'd like to add, but I will save that for at
You're
that
welcome to
point.
do it now, if you want to.
Well, I guess, I mean,
I do
It
want to
might-
point out from a timekeeping perspective, we've gone over.
well, I
this
thought
a
of you,
little bit.
Megan, the entire time.
I'm the timekeeper,
Yeah,
but
I
I wanted to
understand.
let you guys talk, you know. I got nothing for
You haven't timed nearly
We
as much as I
appreciate it,
have.
Megan.
Trust me, it's not even close. But yeah, I will just say something because understand that we as a school board had gone through a renaming of the elementary school, and I went back and forth with this, and I probably don't seem like it, but I think an awful lot. Maybe it's because I was a distance runner and had time on my hands. And I looked at it, and I really appreciate, everything that's been spoken. I particularly appreciate you reading the actual school board, the policy. I think that's so important. It's funny that I never thought about it, but I went around and there was a part of me going like, I'm not sure it is a good idea to name, buildings or different facilities for a person. I've got some crazy people who have actually wanted to name a track meet after me, and I'm not even dead yet. Though, well, maybe. I mean, that's a debatable kind of thing. at
Hey,
least
you seem
mentally.
pretty alive.
But as I kind of went through this thing, I want people to realize that Bill lives on really through you, Michelle and Andrew, and Jessica and Kelsey, your wife. I mean, there is an amazing number of people involved. And if you start thinking in terms of the amount of money that you guys have raised for this community, it just continues to go on and on. And there's something to be said about someone making a difference in someone's life. And I think people have. I think teachers in general, that's why you do it. But there's something that's also to be said. This family has done so much for this community. And I want to encourage people. I think it's about tradition, and I think it's about the community. And I think that's something that I just want people to be aware of. And I'm not sure it's appropriate I'm saying it now. I should have probably saved this. But, I went through these things, and I just realized this man touched an awful lot of lives, and he's still continuing to do it through his ex-wife or spouse and his children and daughter-in-law. And it's just amazing to me what they have done. And I know that, Paul, you've really benefited from it, and we all have. So anyway, I want to thank you all for being here.
Yes, and for those of you that don't know too, Andrew's wife Kelsey is a 7th grade teacher at Indian Mound. So we just kept teaching in the family.
And I will say the Bill Garvey Memorial Golf Outing is super fun.
Oh, it is.
So make sure you sign up this summer when you start seeing all the signs up, because it's a riot.
Yes.
I'm just gonna add my 2 cents. I'm newer to the community, and so I don't have this history and this wealth of information that you've shared. So I just want to say thank you for sharing it in a very digestible, human way. It's hard to lose a parent, a spouse, a teacher, a loved one in any way, shape, or form. And you have done in this presentation more than justice for his legacy. So thank you for sharing that with us and with me. I've learned a lot. I've learned a great deal. So thank you for that.
And as I don't know if it was Matt or Paul who said, just, we'd like to keep his story going. And I guess that's the reason for us coming to you today, to keep his story alive.
Out of curiosity's sake, who are the 2 other people sitting behind?
Oh, okay. It's important.
I'm his daughter.
Oh, I kind of assumed, but I was just wondering.
And they did know Bill too.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Bill, when I was in high school, he was my student teacher in band.
Oh,
He was a band teacher.
Wow. The threads continue. Wow, well, thank you. I think this was a great celebration of him, and I think you all should go out and celebrate him more.
Okay.
I can't say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
On Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
You can stay.
That's true.
Yeah,
You are welcome.
I mean,
It's
we're
a
gonna talk about
really
really
good
exciting
agenda.
stuff.
It's so exciting.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
From true teaching words. Thank you for limiting our distractions.
Appreciate it.
All right. All right. Well, that's going to be hard to follow.
I know, because I have such uplifting stuff to talk about.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
But we do now have our legislative update.
All right,
From
buckle up,
Chapman.
friends.
Are you gonna talk fast?
I'm going to talk fast. Okay, so a couple of these are a little repetitive, so I'll do the first repetitive one that I talked about last month. A new cell phone policy, Assembly Bill 948, has been introduced, and it is scheduled for a hearing. Just to remind you, this bill would require a bell-to-bell cell phone ban. And so essentially what it does is it reduces local school districts' discretion on what kind of cell phone policy they would like to have, and it only will apply to traditional public schools. So with that being said, it has been introduced and scheduled for hearing, but no final legislative act has occurred.
Can I interject for just 1 second? I also noticed that Wisconsin Association of School Boards is actually their official advocacy policy on it, is that they are not supporting it for a multitude of reasons.
So now working on, or moving into the state surplus, and yes.
One question.
Answer.
Does the state, should this become a law, supersede schools'
Yes.
policies?
Yes.
So
Yes.
everybody, it's a blanket?
Yes, only
But only
for
traditional public
traditional
schools.
public schools. So charter schools, private schools, parochial schools,
Voucher schools.
voucher schools, they don't fall under that
Yeah.
law.
Accountability.
Right. And one of the big issues is about the cost to secure phones throughout the day. And who would pay for the pouches or whatever apparatus.
So now getting on to school funding negotiations with the state surplus. As we all know, Wisconsin has a projected $2.5 billion surplus, and Governor Evers proposed a package including $450 million in general school aid, $200 million in special ed aid, and property tax relief measures. Republican legislative leaders proposed a plan focused primarily on tax rebates and tax relief with limited new school funding. However, negotiations did not produce an agreement before the Assembly ended its floor session, so no new K-12 funding changes were approved. Yay!
Surprise.
All right. So, one other thing, though, is that in February, a coalition of parents, educators, advocacy groups, and school districts filed a lawsuit challenging Wisconsin's school funding system. The lawsuit argues the current funding structure does not meet the Wisconsin Constitution's requirement that all students receive an equal opportunity for a sound basic education. Plaintiffs argue public schools are underfunded and districts are increasingly relying on referendums and property taxes to fund operations, as we are all aware. The case was filed in Eau Claire County Circuit Court, and the plaintiffs are connected to several districts, including Beloit, Green Bay, Eau Claire, Adams Friendship, and Necedah. So with that being said, the lawsuit has been filed, but the court proceedings are going to take quite some time. And that is your super fun March legislative update.
Thank you.
Actually,
are welcome.
it's really good.
Thank
You do a good job.
Yeah,
you do a very good
I
job.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very
Yep.
informative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
From a trusted
It's
source.
not easy being the bearer of bad news.
that's
You
true.
know, it's not. However, I mean, a lot of this information is not new. I think personally, I was hopeful that the surplus conversations would come to fruition, and they did not. And, you know, to use a quote that's on the bulletin board back there, it is what it is. So we just keep on plowing forward.
That's right. Keep your fingers crossed.
That's why we've made advocacy part of our board goals.
Yes.
So thank you for that. All right. Next, we have our school safety written drill evaluation notification and review per statute. Zen, do you want to say anything
Just
about
an
that?
administrative hold for a medical issue here at the high school. So just to protect the privacy and to make sure our medical professionals can get easy access to the student to tend to their needs.
That's
as
right at the
they
end
do.
of the day.
Yep.
Yep.
So-
That we have an amazing emergency responder team. Our first responders, they are great. So thanks to the EMS.
Awesome. All right. Now you're up, Mr. Tarnitzer, with your district administrator's report.
Yes, hello, everybody. I am excited to share some updates with you. Let's start with our slideshow. I think we need to remind ourselves about all the great things happening around the district.
Yes.
So here you can see some fifth graders working on the prairie. I know you've seen that. Is this a new one? Oh,
I
I'm
remember
showing you the
the
old
I
one.
think
You've
it's the
seen
old
this
one.
one.
That's good.
You've seen, I know you sent it to me. So please hold.
Could we have
Some
hold
other
music?
things going around, I will multitask.
Oh.
Some other things going around, we had the McFarland Schools Equity Collective with SRO Towns, Officer Towns, and he did such a great job presenting on school safety, his job, things that he loves to do. I mean, it was so impressive. Answering questions, and I think he's learned a lot in the role. There's a big difference between it, and he loves it. I think one of the things he talked about is that his bucket gets more full with this than it does in his many other years of being a police officer. So he said, whenever I need a pick-me-up, I just go to the primary school. So I thought that was very sweet.
That's great.
Also excited about some donations that we've received. The big one is we had a very sizable donation from Duane Frisch for the Bonnie's Summer Book Club. So that is in recognition of Bonnie Frisch, who was a retired reading specialist here in the district and continues this legacy of providing books in the hands of kids in the summer.
Cool.
Also, wanted to give a lot of thanks for our administrative team, our teacher leaders who provided professional development on the 6th. So many great things. One of the things we get to do is prepare for testing, forward and ACT prep. Also, we had Dr. Moore come and talk about designing our lessons for all of our learners. Talked about student responses and how to increase student responses. Some behavior norming, so making sure our teachers are responding to behaviors in the same way. The primary school focused on healthy or constructive disagreement and how, as colleagues, we work together to really push each other for the betterment of our kids and to do so professionally. Literacy work, social emotional learning, talking about the strengths of our families, and also about compassion, resilience, so how to make sure we're taking care of ourselves and each other, because our jobs are really trying. So that was great. We've also had conferences going on. We have had, we had the 1st grade music program, the 2nd grade music program. We had the 5th grade kindness retreat. It was, and I didn't get to go, but that's usually a great event because you have high school staff come, or high school students helping our 5th graders. Youth Art Month, so hopefully you are able to get over and see the display because I love art. If you're lucky, you can get a sticker that says I love art on it. My daughter saw me and she's like, oh, so you love art? As though she didn't know that about me, but I had a sticker that told her so. Please go and check it out. Really impressive across the district. Just amazing.
That cat was amazing.
Yeah.
There is a cat that's a girl made. It's just
Not subtle.
amazing.
That's a good teaser, because now we
Wow.
have to,
Yes.
like, we have to go see it now.
You gotta see it.
We also had solo and ensemble here at the high school, so I was able to get around. And one of the things I was talking with some of our amazing music team about was, it's so great to see our school, our facilities get showcased to other communities. And it's just really neat. It's so well organized, what the music boosters do and the staff. It's a really neat thing, even just to go around and see. And the nice thing is, you don't have to go into all the rooms, because you can just walk by and hear amazing music. So, you know, and some people come out and they're real happy, and some people come out and they're not real happy. They put a lot of pressure on themselves, those fine
do.
students. So that was really great. All right, so with Angie's help, I have the right slideshow for you. Jump rope ninja going on here, so the students, they could earn their belts, right, and then write their names on the sheets. So keeping our kids really busy with, I mean, jump rope. What a great skill. Hard to get better exercise than that.
That's true.
We have our second graders in Heidi Wisniewski's class at the primary school, doing some literacy during independent practice time. Look at that. Doing their workbook pages. They are dug in. I mean, seeing those students in second grade, the way that they can dig in and stretch their brains, it's pretty amazing. Also at the primary school, we had Olympian Nina Roth come in. I'm so sorry, so sad that I missed this. Came into a kindergarten class, so the students could learn a little bit about her as a nurse and as a two-time Olympian. So very exciting with curling. We actually, we had 3 Olympians kind of in the middle school when I was the principal there, so that was very exciting
cool.
with the Hamiltons and Nina. But it's a neat thing as part of our community as a
I love that they're
alumni.
actually, like, trying to sweep,
I know.
learning
Is
to
that
sweep.
not the cutest thing? And the
That
fact
is
that
so
she's
adorable.
also a nurse, I think is really neat.
Awesome.
Yep.
8th grade students, they played this card game in French of 99. So the one thing, and we're really going to miss Miss Younger when she retires here at the end of this year, because she does such a great job of making learning really engaging and interesting. And this is one strategy that she uses. So very exciting. 7th graders doing some cooking here. You can see that with some fresh salsa and quesadillas. Makes me really sad to not be the middle school principal. You just have to use your nose. Now, they can do that here with the work that Kelsey Palmer does. But the students are there so excited to share. And then when you try something, they like stare at you. Like, they want a positive review. They want all the stars. That's really fun. Family fun night. I know some of you are able to be there. Just fun to see the fencing, right? How often do they get to do that? And then look like they're having some what we say around here is crepes. I think they say like crepes
Oh,
or
yes.
something like that. I don't
That's
know.
true.
I'm not a French speaker, but a great tradition. A lot of work goes into that. This is one that I think you've seen this before, because I know she's come in before. This parent provides some traditional Korean food for our students and does such a great job kind of teaching the students, and I just love that, bringing in our community to help educate our kids.
Cool.
So neat experience there. You've heard about the We Are Many United Against Hate. It's just great to see a picture, and you can see them getting an award there. Our 3 senior MCs. Somebody's got some big shoes to fill there, but it was a great event. Really exciting. They're getting ready for the equity picnic coming up on April 22nd, I think. The 18 to 21 program, here they are at the library. The library loves having them, and why wouldn't they? doing some activities, making bookmarks and clay projects and watercolor art. I had our merit finalists, 3 of them, which is very
That's
exciting. It's a
bonkers.
ton of work. See that fewer than 1% of seniors achieve being a finalist. So
Yeah, it's amazing.
congratulations to them.
Some big brains there.
Yeah. Mr. Hillenbrands had accounting 1 and 2. They were in this competition, and they got first and second place
Oh, wow.
against more than 40 teams of over 20 schools. Take that, everybody else. I mean, isn't that great?
That is great.
Accounting. Oh, yeah, they love it though.
Hey,
I can't do it.
don't
So-
diss
oh,
accounting.
sorry, but
That's okay. You're allowed to have your own
accounting.
opinions.
Really great though. This is really proud.
Those are my people.
Everybody's got their thing. Breakfast. Look at that. Did you know so far this year, 34,500 breakfasts served?
A lot of breakfast.
What? That is so much breakfast.
That's a lot of fed brains.
Yes.
It is a lot of fed brains.
That's right. That's what I tell them. I say,
Nourished.
yes. Thank you
Nourished
for
brains.
feeding your brain.
What is that top middle one? Is that like a apple breakfast?
It's like an apple yogurt, apple nachos.
Apple nachos. Nice.
Sounds really
That looks so
So
good.
hungry. We're very excited to be hosting this event on April 9th. I hope you check it out.
See it. It is unbelievable.
It is really well done.
So
There's a great story and visually great. We've talked about it in here before, but please come and check it out. And then whatever you donate is used to offset the cost for hosting the screening, not district costs, but for the MEF and the Conservancy that's sponsoring it. So, but then any donations go to those organizations. So
Yeah,
please go check it out.
You'll never
Yeah.
see Lake Wabeesa the same after you. It's just amazing.
And it's truly for all
On
ages.
PBS.
It was on
You may
PBS.
have.
And was it at the Leopold Center at one point, maybe?
Probably.
It was
Yeah, I
the
think it
Lucier
was.
Center, and then it was
Okay.
at the UCC
Okay.
Church, and this is third
But
year.
if you get a chance
We're
to,
going. We've
to
got our
go,
tickets.
like it's a whole family thing.
Yeah, and on a big screen with this.
We're really
Wow.
excited. Bruce and I are revved up.
Nice.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You guys gonna
Well,
like
I just
tailgate
we're
beforehand?
excited, yeah.
I'm telling you, it is so good.
So that's our slideshow. Some things coming up. It's conferences at the primary school this week. Tomorrow is the Great Hunger in Ireland Recognition Day, recognizing the Irish potato famine. Very tragic event in Irish history, and we recognize that tomorrow. It's also the high school reality zone tomorrow. Wednesday is a band concert, because why not? At the high school, just had solo ensemble, let's have a band concert.
Yep.
The high school choir vocal tour is coming up on Friday. And then we have other things coming up, World Down Syndrome Day, we have spring break, somebody mentioned, I think Anna seemed particularly interested in that. One thing I did want to mention on the 30th, so that's before we have our next board meeting, at 6:30, Ron Larson will be presenting about Conrad Alvium at the E.D. Locke Public Library. So I really encourage you to check that out. We have an amazing local historian who can tell you more about Conrad Alvium than
That's the 30th, Monday, 6:30.
Monday the 30th,
He's working really hard on putting that together.
2 weeks from today. April is National Autism Acceptance Month, Hmong Heritage Month, Arab American Heritage Month, National School Library Month, National Bilingual Multilingual Learners Advocacy Month, and Occupational Therapy Month. So a lot of months.
A lot of
A lot going on.
Lots to
April
celebrate.
2nd is Paraprofessionals Day, where we have a fantastic support staff that really keep our school running and do so much for our kids. So we are truly blessed in that way. The 4K Spring Craft Night is April 2nd. The third quarter ends on April 3rd. The 4th is School Librarian Day, and our library media specialists are top-notch. We are so fortunate to have such a great team. Easter Sunday is the 5th, and then we're back here for a school board meeting on the 6th. Any things that the board would like to recognize?
Could I just add that another thing that we're really blessed, when my daughter was in band here, they had some kind of a get-together with students from other schools. And it was some kind of, I don't know what it was, some kind of competition or whatever. And they were talking to some kids from some large schools. And it was interesting. My daughter ran cross-country, and she did all these other activities, and she was in band. And when they talked to those kids, the one girl that stood in her mind was from Sun Prairie, and they said, "Oh, we only do band. We don't have time for the other things." And they were encouraged, just to kind of focus on one thing. And that's one thing about McFarland. I mean, Paul Ackley was one hell of a trumpeter, and he was really pumped. I mean, it was amazing to watch him, and I have all these visions in my head thinking of them. But they were doing all these things as well as playing sports and doing this, and we're very lucky because we're just about that right size that you can do that.
Our kids are really involved.
Yeah, they're involved in so many things.
Really.
Yep.
I'll just give a little shout out. I know they talked about it in the high school report, but boys basketball playing at the Kohl Center.
Pretty
Playing
sweet.
Friday at 1:35. Get your tickets. I believe there might be something on our website. I know I got an email about it. That's actually why Cooper called in the middle of our board meeting, because he wanted to know where I wanted seats. But yeah, so get your tickets so we can cheer on our Spartans. So exciting.
McFarland travels very well.
Well, we don't have that far to go, which is kind of
Yeah,
nice.
especially.
That is nice. Yeah, it's been a little bit since we've been there, wouldn't you say,
Yeah.
Craig?
52 years.
Yeah, just a
I
little
was
bit.
there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
Just a
but
little
3
bit.
years old?
Huh?
You were only 3?
That was a couple of years after I graduated.
Wow.
It's very
That's-
exciting.
Yeah, it is an exciting event.
Yeah, and they really they didn't keep it close at this
No,
last game, so they're really looking strong.
Yeah.
They're peaking right at the right time. So
Yep, that's right.
They may still be down there practicing now.
Yep, that's right.
They're
See a lot of
running
cars in
along
that
on
parking
the night.
lot.
Yep,
That's true.
that's right. Congrats to
right.
the
That's so good for the
and
town.
the
Yeah.
coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
So 1:30, Megan?
1:35, I believe.
yep, 1:30.
Thank you.
Yep.
You are welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll give a couple quick shout outs to Mrs. Kruschke, who is the music teacher at MPS. Did incredible work. I think this is her first year in the district, and I think might be first year doing kind of performances like this with this age group.
Yes.
So I just want to say, job very well done.
Yes.
Very well executed, and thanks for all the teachers for their assistance in getting kids to all the places and back home to a parent. So thank you for that. And then also this week is the book fair at MPS as well. So thank you to Amy Martin for spearheading all of that work effort. I personally like to go and volunteer because why not shop for more books that you read at home? Now you have a say.
That's right.
So yeah, those are my two.
Nice.
I think I saw what you did there, Meredith. You made sure we recognize staff because that's something we're working on as a
That's
board.
true.
So you took.
That's true.
I really appreciated that.
Opportunity,
Yeah, thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Very deserving.
Anyone else? All right. Let's move into our action items. Our first one, action on the 2026-27 Certified Staff Compensation Schedule. Kick us off with some info?
I will, yes. So a lot of this, the board, well, all of this, the board knows, but just for the public that is viewing. So what we're talking about is our certified staff compensation schedule. So those are one of our teachers, our student services professionals, other staff. So this does not include our support staff. And the current models of our salary schedule was developed in 1992. That was when Paul Ackley graduated. And so it is a bit dated.
A bit.
Sorry, I just made Paul sound old and he's younger than me. So the schedules had some changes over time, but nothing significant. And what's ended up happening is that we are just not aligned with our peers. And so we formed a compensation committee. We also have used a consultant to help assist us. And the committee was open to all certified staff members. We had a great group representing a variety of roles and buildings. It just worked out really well. We said we'll meet, I think, 4 to 5 times, and we met 7. So we exceeded expectations there because people really dug in, and they got feedback from the Employee Relations Committee. We met with them twice. So some really noble work. The goals for this redevelopment were to be market competitive with surrounding districts, because we're not. And the goal was to be at the median of the target market. So the districts around us that's we're competing for quality staff. Also, another goal was to be equitable for all staff. We also wanted to align this with our district values and goals that are in our strategic plan. So that talks about staff well-being and recruitment and retention. And then lastly, be reachable within the financial resources available, which, as we all know, are limited. So we talked about the fact that we can't make our pie bigger. We're just talking about how we're dividing up our pie. And it was just Pi Day, so that fits.
Yes, it was.
So
Very appropriate reference.
the key changes that are proposed, and what you see in front of you and what you're voting on is a piece of paper that has the salary schedules, but I think it's important for you to know the changes that are part of it. Our current schedule has a lot of lanes, which is based on professional development. So in addition to moving down the schedule with years of service, staff can advance based on professional development. And they earn points for professional development, and that allows them to increase their salary. The big change here is that this is a much more simplified schedule that does not rely on people doing work outside of their daily responsibilities. It's designed to increase people's pay based on doing a wonderful job in their primary responsibilities. The idea is that the job is enough. You do a great job teaching. You don't need to go and get all these extra credits, because the job of a teacher has only gotten harder since 1992. It's also very simplified and transparent. It's easy to understand, easy to look at. One of the things it does is it separates out unique markets for hard-to-fill positions and shows how they're being compensated. Because in the current schedule, they are being paid more than their counterparts. It's just not evident. We just have to place them in a spot that makes them competitive. And the fact is that some of these positions, there are fewer and fewer teachers going into those professions. And they also require additional certification to maintain their licensure that is different than other teachers. And they require more education from the outset, some of them requiring medical degrees. And it also supports a work-life balance. So that idea of the work you're doing during the day, it is competitive. It targets the median for where we're at. Where we saw in our salary schedule, when we compared ourselves to our neighbors for years of service, we noticed that we were below the target median, especially later in people's careers. That's when that gap got bigger, was for the more veteran staff. And it also expanded longevity. So our current salary structure has people going into what's called longevity between 12 and 20 years of service. So that means the amount of increase that they're going to get is really unpredictable. It's based on what you decide every year. And this puts more people in the schedule with predictable increases, so they can see that longer term, and that is what helps close that gap with others. So through a lot of hard work, we've come up with the salary schedule. There's a lot of things that go behind the scenes, looking at files, making sure we have the years of service that are accurate, making sure that no one is going to lose pay based on this transition. Transitions are hard. One of the things that is part of this proposal is to cap people in terms of the amount that they can be increased each year until they get to their target rate, just to slow the growth financially for the district. So those are a few of the things. I could talk to you about it for a lot longer, but that gives you kind of an overview. And it's a bit repetitive from what the board and the staff have heard already, but first time for the community. So any questions for me about that before you vote?
I
I've got one that, I don't know if it's relevant to this or not, but I'm just curious as to where our administrative team's
Yeah, I wanted to say.
compensation falls, you know, with the same comparables, from yourself down through the principals and assistant principals.
Yes, and you're not taking action on that tonight, but our administrative team, there's a variety, but we tend to be in the lower half of our county counterparts for administrators. Some more so, some less so. Some are at the bottom compared to comparables. One of the things that is a little bit unique when you start looking at administrator compensation is there's pretty significant differences from what one administrator does in one district to another, from the number of kids they serve, do they have any support underneath them, what other responsibilities do they have in addition to their role. So it gets harder to compare, whereas in general, a teacher in one district has similar responsibilities that are more closely aligned in another district.
That's a good point. Okay.
Other questions?
No, I think I really appreciate the value that it starts to embrace that what the teachers are doing here in the buildings during their regular school day is enough to move them up in the salary schedule. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Megan, because that just related to what Bill Garvey, that's the whole thing. He was able to do all that stuff. And I don't know how we did at that point, we had to get 6 credits every 5 years. And I just know as a teacher, you didn't have time to do it. And I think what he was doing within the community is way more valuable than sitting in and taking some, I guess, class that may or may not be relevant to what you're doing. So I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you did 7 meetings. I think it's really good that we really try to make sure that the staff was involved.
And heard.
Yes.
Not just involved, but heard also.
Yeah, and it felt like each kind of sitting on ERC and hearing it a couple of different times and getting additional information in closed session, et cetera. Like, I think it's and I had write down these words, so I am going to read what I wrote. I think it's from this proposal, it's really undeniable that we value teachers in a very monetary way as well. I think we talk a lot about how much we value you as teachers and how much we care about you. And I think this is us dividing our pie that is finite in a different way to hopefully show that to you as equitably as we can and in a very collaborative way that it was formulated. I think there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of discussion, a lot of conversation about how we retain early in a teacher's career, and then also how we value the teachers who've been here for the longest period of time. So I think the marriage between all of those concepts really deserves some major attention and kudos to the work that went into creating this proposal. So although it's a brief item on our agenda and action items, there's a lot that went into this from all of those meetings, in addition to having someone from outside come in. And I think it's just a reminder to the community who may or may not be watching, but this is how we're fiscally responsible. When you look to us as a board, yes, does this mean we are spending money? Absolutely, but we're spending money where we should be spending money, and that's on our teachers because they teach. And I think that that's really important. So, and I could keep meandering on, but I wanted to call that out. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Any other questions or comments? All right. Let's think about taking some action here.
I move to approve the 2026-27 certified staff salary schedule as recommended by administration.
Second.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right, next we have the action on adoption of Wisconsin School Nutrition purchasing cooperative resolution, which is then followed by the purchasing cooperative agreement, but they are two different actions. So, you give us a little review of that?
Sure. Yep, there's over 50 member districts that are part of this. We work together to keep food costs down. So we're able to negotiate better pricing by working together to make sure our kids and our staff are well fed.
Excellent. All right, I would look for, well, any other questions or discussions on it? All right, I would look for a motion to entertain a motion for that, for the
I move
resolution.
to adopt the 2026-27 Wisconsin School Nutrition Purchasing Cooperative Resolution as recommended by administration.
And I will second.
All right. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. And then next is the purchasing cooperative agreement. If we get a motion there.
I move to approve the 2026-27 66.0301 Wisconsin School Nutrition Purchasing Cooperative Agreement as recommended by administration.
I will second.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries 5-0. All right, now we've got our action on the second reading and adoption of policies that we talked about last time.
Okay.
Oh, looks like,
I move to approve the second reading and adoption of the following policies as recommended by administration. 0100 definition, 0144.5 board member behavior, communications, and code of conduct, 1210 board district administrative relationship, 1230.01 development of administrative guidelines, 1240 evaluation of the district administrator, 2131.01 reading instructional goals and kindergarten assessment, 5112 entrance stage, 5411 third grade promotion and retention at-risk students, 5515 student use of parking and motor vehicles, 3430 long-term leaves of absence, 4430 long-term leaves of absence, 8600 transportation.
I'll second.
I love it.
That's good.
All
There's a
right.
second.
That is amazing.
Aren't
That's
we
good.
grateful for those ones that we don't have to read it all again when we second the motion?
Oh,
That's amazing. Thank you for that. Any further discussion on that? We didn't have too many changes on this one.
Yeah,
All right.
just the spelling. Nice job, Chapman.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, now we have action on the recommended WEVA DCA Insight School of Wisconsin student transfers to resident districts.
I move to approve the WEVA Destinations Career Academy and Insight School of Wisconsin recommended student transfers back to the resident districts due to lack of engagement.
Okay,
Second.
all right. Got the H's on that one. Any discussion? The list is getting longer.
List is getting longer. We got some kindergartners on there, which always bums me out. You know, the seniors, like they're starting to pop up there, and they're so close. They're so close, right?
I've never gotten that.
Yeah.
You know,
But many times they're there because they weren't able to make it anywhere else. And they try as hard as they can to keep them, but some kids
So that
just,
insight school,
yeah,
you know, is kind of the
yeah.
last resort.
It was nice to see that some parents did attend
Mm-hmm.
the conference. I always like seeing that.
Yeah.
And we have times where it's all just zero that no one ever even.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, okay.
It
All
is
right.
what it is.
it is what
It is what it is.
We need shirts that say that.
And now we have trust in the administration there that they have done so much to improve
Absolutely.
and lessen this list. And so we can say it is what it is without, you know, without just,
Should have been here
pushing
10
aside.
years ago.
yeah, right. Yep. So, all right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. That is it. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I second.
All right. Any
That's
discussion?
surprising.
Any discussion?
Well, I don't know.
It's been a good one, guys.
I don't want to go home yet.
All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Nope, motion carries. We are adjourned at 8:34.
Oh, I just turned 30.